Welcome to Tullahoma 6 News. I'm Kelly Lapczynski. In this Thursday edition, we'll keep you abreast of holiday schedule changes.
And I'm Emma Cook. Today we'll also take a look at change in one city department.
First on 6, the city of Tullahoma announced this week that it would separate its current Department of Planning and Codes into two individual departments, effectively separating planning from codes. Now, the Department of Planning and Development will be led by Charles Rush, who has been serving at the helm of the current structure. A senior planner is slated to join his team early next year. The Department of Safety and Codes Compliance will be led by Tullahoma Fire Marshal Nick Kimbrough. Now, this new department will oversee permits and inspections. City Administrator Jason Quick said that in a press release that the new division was meant to position the city effectively to embrace future growth. The division leaves community planning in the hands of Charles Rush, who has a master's degree in that field, and it leaves compliance to the department most likely to be called in the event of a critical failure to meet codes.
Basketball season is underway at Tullahoma High School, and we'll tell you more about that later in the sports section. But today we have a profile of one of the student athletes, Aubrey North. She's a two-sport junior, and you can see her on the hardwood during basketball season and when volleyball season is underway. Our Light Tube intern, Cambry Myers, found out more.
Hi, I'm Aubrey North, and I am a junior at Tullahoma High School, and I play on the girls' basketball team. I got started in basketball when I was 5 years old, playing in Upward League. I was a cheerleader at first, and I saw everybody playing basketball. My brothers played basketball, and I just fell in love with the sport. My biggest influence off the court would be God and my grandfather. I give all glory to God, and my grandfather has always been there and gives me his unconditional support. On the court, I would give it to all my teammates and my coaches because they're always there to have my back. My biggest role model would be Caitlin Clark. Her relentless effort, the way she shoots the ball, it's just really inspiring to me. In a high-stakes game, I handle the pressure by just giving my trust to my teammates. I just realize that I have to be calm even though they're trying to speed me up. The advice I would give to any young girls, I would tell them just to keep going, that it gets hard. They're going to go through some harder times where you get tired, but you just got to keep going, pushing, and always trying to get better. With basketball, I plan to go to college and play. I've always loved it, and I would love to carry it on and through my college career. Beyond college, I want to go to be a psychologist and play basketball. It's just one of the dreams that I've had since I was a kid. The most important lesson that basketball has taught me would be to always have trust in your family and friends because they're all you got when you need them. Basketball has shaped me how I am today because it has taught me always to be humble, be kind to people because it's hard, you have to be there for each other. It has also taught me a great work ethic on and off the court. I am the point guard on the Tullahoma basketball team, and I enjoy most of it because it feels as if I'm in control and I get to relax the tempo of the game if it's too fast, and I also get to be a great leader, being the one running the plays. I balance basketball with my academic responsibilities by always putting my academics first, doing my homework, my assignments, and then focusing on basketball. Even if I'm tired, I'll go to practice and then come home and focus on my academics. I do find it difficult, but it always just takes that one little extra push when you're tired because you have to get it done. I describe my relationship as my teammates as very good. We're very close. We all have the same work ethic. We want to win, and we're all just passionate about the game of basketball. I think staying together makes a great team dynamic, being connected, just always being there for each other, and just being great teammates. To grow closer as a team, we have this thing called a Leadership Academy. We always put our focus in that, and hopefully to get stronger as a team together. We also plan after games to go eat together. We don't do it every game, but we're going to start it in our next following game against Rockvale, and we're going to go eat after the game.
Employees of the Tullahoma Public Works Department will get 2 well-earned holiday breaks in the coming weeks. Public Works will be closed on Christmas Day and on New Year's Day. And the reason that we're telling you this is because those days also happen to be big days for generating garbage, from the torn wrapping paper to the balloons and confetti. So if you live in a part of Tullahoma that receives trash service on Wednesdays, you'll want to take note. Both of those holidays fall on a Wednesday, so you'll need to take your trash to the curb on Monday instead. Now, pickup services in your area will move to December 23rd in advance of Christmas, December 30th after Christmas, and January 6th after the New Year. Then on Wednesday, January 8th, services will return to their normal schedule. Coming up next, the Tullahoma Sports Council has announced its latest round of Hall of Fame inductees. We'll tell you who's going in.
And this week, Kathy Rose checks in with one of her favorite authors. We'll tell you who it is after this.
My name is J.T. Northcutt. I have sickle cell anemia trait, and several members of my family have sickle cell anemia disease. People with sickle cell disease have sickle cell-shaped blood cells which cause less oxygen to flow through their body. This can make people tired and experience painful symptoms. Blood transfusions are critical. They may struggle to find matches that are genetically similar to them. So that is why it is so important to have a diverse blood supply. And we're asking for your help today.
When severe weather strikes, stay informed about power outages with TUA's new online outage map. Visit our webpage at tub.net and click the View Outage Map icon to see the number of customers affected and where they are. Use the bottom icons to find out the cause of the outage and how long it might take to restore power. You can even zoom in to see if the outage is in your neighborhood. Call 348-1795 to report an outage. Welcome back. If you are an avid reader, you probably have a list of authors that you know you're going to read whenever they release a new book. And if you're a woman and you remember the excitement whenever a new Nancy Drew or a Sweet Valley High book dropped, you know the feeling of excitement that reviewer Kathy Rose gets whenever William Kent Kruger releases a new Cork O'Connor book. In Spirit Crossing, Kruger returns to the Lake Country and the O'Connor family after his last standalone saga. Cork has less to do in this one. The story is largely centered on the next generation. The son is about to get married, the middle child has come home, and the older daughter is caring for her adopted Native American child named Wabu. And it's with Wabu that we join this week's Book Talk.
Well, as the story begins, they've taken Wabu out to this remote area where Cork knows there's some blueberries there. And Wabu just loves blueberries, so they're taking him blueberry picking. Well, out there, Wabu has this experience where he comes to a patch of ground there, and he goes down on his knees and he begins to talk to someone. And if you've read these books, you know there's a great deal of Native American spirituality and mysticism in them. And Wabu says that he has been talking to a girl who has been trying to find the path, and she cannot find the path. Well, as you can imagine, they get the police out there, they do some excavation, they find the body of a young Native American girl there. This sets in motion a series of events where we learn that a number of Native American women have gone missing in this area, and while the wealthy state senator's daughter who's gone missing has gotten all the headlines, these other young women have not. So the O'Connor clan sets out to try to find out who is the young woman who is in the grave. What are these messages, these visions that Wabu is having that put him and the entire O'Connor family in danger? What Kruger really does in this novel is he brings to light the issue that a number of Native American women and Alaskan Native American women. Hundreds go missing every year, and they're never found. And I guess maybe it's an example of using art to try to bring an issue to the forefront, because it is something that is obviously very concerning, should be concerning to all of us, when these young women disappear and then they're never seen again. But it's it's a true edge of your seat Cork O'Connor story, right up to the last, and it's all about family, and it's a lot of faith in it. It's a good read, so I hope you'll pick it up. It's called Spirit Crossing. It's by William Kent Kruger, and it's at your Lanham Library.
At the Tullahoma Animal Shelter this week, meet Curly. Curly is a smart and playful pit lab mix who loves attention. He is friendly and athletic, and we think he's just a bit over a year old. Curly is going to make a great family dog for someone, and if you think that might be you, go and visit him at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter on Maplewood Avenue.
What a cutie. The Tullahoma Sports Council is gearing up for its annual Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and yesterday I sat down with board member Pat Welsh to find out all about this year's event and the honorees. Now, that new episode of Talking Tullahoma began airing last night here on Channel 6, so be sure to catch that this week. But just to be sure that you get all the essential details, today we've got a sneak peek at all the vital information.
I'm Pat Welsh with the Tullahoma Sports Council, and we're ready to talk about the 2025 Sports Hall of Fame. It's on February the 1st. D.W. Wilson. Tickets are $70. You can get those tickets at First Bank, Nature's Elite, Financial Management Services. Our sponsors are L&H Distributing and First Bank. The inductees this year will be Lamont Snipes, Chris Harrington, Rick Moore, Mary Rickman Dayton, Mary O'Braston, and the 2001 men's THS men's 1600 meter relay team. Also, yearly honorees will be Katie Grace Nichols, the 2024 THS men's basketball team that won last spring, and two wrestlers that were state champions in 24, and those are Connor Avens and Caden Mears. A guy named Jimmy Stewart, who was a good customer of mine at the Builder Supply Company, he and his wife left $100,000 from their estate for something in the sports area, and once that gift was accepted, then the Sports Council had to revert to 501c3 and had to be an independent. Though we work definitely closely with the city, we're in their budget, and will continue to be. We would certainly hope.
Okay. So how many people are on the board?
7 or 8,
Okay.
maybe, and those names are public. Some of those members and some others that are not known, and we don't want them to be known, so they won't have to feel pressure one way or the other. Name the class, the inductees.
Okay.
But that normally is one meeting, and that's the only responsibility that group has. Appreciate your support. Again, the tickets are $70. You can get them at First Bank, Nature's Elite, Financial Management Services. See there. Be there.
The Nutcracker Fantasy returns to South Jackson this year, and tickets are going fast, so if you want to see the show, you'll want to get yours soon. The remaining tickets start at $13, and you can get them by logging on to southjackson.org.
And the downtown Christmas stroll is set for this weekend in Manchester. There'll be carriage rides, carolers, food trucks, shopping, and photos with Santa. Now, this event is presented each year by the Manchester Area Chamber of Commerce. It's free to browse, but you are encouraged to visit a local restaurant or a boutique while you are there. The event begins at 5 o'clock on Friday.
The dinner theater production of Sorry Wrong Chimney continues at the Fly Art Center in Shelbyville this weekend, and while you're there for the show, you can take a look at the annual Festival of Trees. If you don't have a ticket to the Saturday show, you're out of luck. There are still limited tickets available on Friday and Sunday, and you can get them online at flyartcenter.com. Food service starts an hour before the show.
All right, and the trees of Christmas will be there whether you see the show or not. Now, Santa will be in town this weekend to have breakfast with the little ones, and he will be using his Christmas magic to make 3 stops on Saturday morning, not just the one you see there. Santa will be on hand for a free pancake breakfast at CD Stamps from 8 until 10:30. He will also visit Wesley Heights United Methodist Church on East Lincoln Street for breakfast from 8 until 10. And then Mrs. Claus will bring her Christmas cookies and the Tullahoma School Choir to Trinity Lutheran Church for a pair of breakfast seatings with Santa, one at 8 and one at 11. Now, those other feasts are free, but this one with the choir includes a Christmas concert, so tickets to that are $10, and the proceeds benefit the school choir.
Speaking of choirs, visit Grace Baptist this weekend for the 17th Annual Civic Choir Christmas Concert, featuring songs both sacred and secular. Thanks to the Downtown Lions Club, admission is free, but seating is limited. Be sure to arrive early to secure your seat. Doors open at 5:15 for the 6 o'clock performance on Saturday.
And if you've ever wanted to create beautifully iced Christmas cookies, you've got the chance this weekend to learn to do it. Deckard-based bakery M Sweets will be at the Tims Ford Event Center to teach you to make 6 different cookies using 4 different icings. The cost to participate is $45, and seating is limited to 20 students per class. Get your tickets online at m-sweets.com.
Visit South Jackson next week for a big screen showing of the holiday classic It's a Wonderful Life. Your $10 ticket gets you a newly installed comfy seat to see the movie with popcorn and a drink on Thursday. You can get tickets by calling the box office at 455-5321 or logging on to southjackson.org.
And the Island of Misfit Crafts show returns to the Coffee County Fairgrounds next weekend with homemade crafts, food trucks, prize giveaways, and of course, misfit photos with Santa. Presented each year by Oliver's Wood and Fabric, the event will run from 10 a.m. until 5 on Saturday the 21st. Admission and parking are free, but you'll want to have cash on hand for the vendors and the photos. And don't forget to wear your ugliest Christmas sweater. It could win you a $50 voucher for Porky Pit Barbecue in Manchester. Coming up next on Tullahoma 6 News, we'll have your midweek weather forecast.
And after the break, we'll have a look at local sports. Stay with us.
My name is J.T. Northcutt. I have sickle cell anemia trait, and several members of my family have sickle cell anemia disease. People with sickle cell disease have sickle cell-shaped blood cells which cause less oxygen to flow through their body. This can make people tired and experience painful symptoms. Blood transfusions are critical. They may struggle to find matches that are genetically similar to them, so that is why it is so important to have a diverse blood supply. And we're asking for your help today.
When severe weather strikes, stay informed about power outages with TUA's new online outage map. Visit our webpage at tub.net and click the View Outage Map icon to see the number of customers affected and where they are. Use the bottom icons to find out the cause of the outage and how long it might take to restore power. You can even zoom in to see if the outage is in your neighborhood. Call 348-1795 to report an outage.
Welcome back. Today is December 12th, and it is a day to celebrate a Central American plant that gets a lot of love in the U.S. this time of year because today is National Poinsettia Day. The plant might have remained a regional feature of Mexico if it weren't for the son of a French physician. When John Roberts Poinsett was appointed as the first U.S. ambassador to Mexico, he became enchanged by the brilliant red blooms he saw there. He sent some back to South Carolina and began propagating them in the 1820s. And by 1836, the Euphorbia pulcherrima became more popularly known for the name of the man who brought them to the U.S.
Good job.
Thank you.
Why is the poinsettia a feature at Christmas? Well, it goes back to the Mexican legend of a little girl who had no gift to bring to the Christ child at the altar at Christmas Eve services. Her cousin reminded her that even the humblest gift is good enough if it is given with love. So the girl gathered some roadside weeds, and they burst into brilliant red blooms when she knelt at the nativity scene. Now, all who saw them were certain that they had witnessed a Christmas miracle. And you might as well enjoy a red Christmas, because in Middle Tennessee, a white Christmas nearly counts as a miracle. We're going to see some winter temperatures and precipitation for sure, but not enough of either one at the same time to expect any snow, at least not in the next 5 days. Let's take a look. Now today, beautiful blue skies. It's cold. It's a little cold, but 49, that's right on average. That's where we expect to be at this point in December. 49 today, 50 is that average. Going to be a little bit colder than average tonight as we dip down below freezing for a 29-degree evening, but the average is just barely above freezing at 34. And we hope that with the freezing temperatures we've already seen, you've already got a handle on getting those hoses off your faucets and letting some air flow around the pipes. Now, for the next couple of days, here's the thing. We are going to see that precipitation, particularly at the end of the weekend into the next work week. But none of these temperatures are cold enough to worry about snow. A high of 55 on Friday. We do see some clouds, and we stay above freezing on Friday night at 38 degrees. Saturday, a tad warmer at 57, still cloud covering, and a little chance of rain. That's probably going to be toward the end of the day. But as the sun drops, we're only going down to 46 degrees, well above freezing. On Sunday, that's when you start to see the real chances of rain coming in, but the daytime high still stays in the 50s. We're at 53, 60% chance of some rain, and an overnight at 48. Monday up to 62, another good chance of rain, but nighttime's just 48 degrees. Tuesday, 56, more rain, and night at 42. So once you get past Friday, we're above freezing on Friday night, but that's as close as you're going to get to it after tonight. So in sports, the THS basketball teams will be back on the hardwood tomorrow night when they host Lincoln County, but the winds have changed, or at least the winds have. The winning streak is now on the boys' side with Tuesday's 67-62 win over Rockvale. The Cats are on a 3-game regular season streak and 7 consecutive game streak if you roll back to include the Hall of Fame games. Now, if you remember, the boys started those games with a loss, and the losses ended there. The girls, on the other hand, didn't have a loss until Friday night's game in Coffee County, and on Tuesday they added another L, falling 41-50 against Rockvale. They hope to return to form when the Lincoln County game tips off at 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
The TSSAA handbook for the current school year includes new rules for off-season and preseason practices, and that's a change that Tullahoma High School soccer team plans to take advantage of. Our Chris Barstad found out more.
So this year, TSSAA implemented a rule where spring sports receive 8 days in a 3-week period in their off season, which would be the fall, and then vice versa. So the fall sports are going to receive 8 days of training in the spring. So it's great because, like you were saying before, baseball, softball had their provisions, football had their spring training, basketball had their provisions where they could start early. So it's kind of nice. Yeah, so I think it's great because there's no stipulations. It's actual 8 training days, 8 practices. Because of the weather, we're not going any longer than 2 hours 15, maybe 2 hours and 30. But, in the past it was just fitness, or in the past it was just work with 6 players. Now it's just like regular season. Yeah, so, as a coach, you get a little downtime, just, have some time to reflect on the last season with the girls. Then you kind of get that excitement back. The guys were excited. They follow the girls. They kind of know the success we had. And then, when Coach B and I met back in the summer, we looked at the new rules, and then we kind of discussed, tactically what would be the best time for the players. We didn't feel comfortable with November. Just historically, it rains a lot. I wouldn't have some downtime after the girls' season. Several of our guys play football, so we both felt that, hey, let's select those 3 weeks in December to get in 8 days. Yeah, so year 26 together. 27th for me and 26th that Coach P and I have been working together with the guys program. It's great. I mean, both of us have national credentials when it comes to coaching certificates, license. It's like we tell the guys, they practically have 2 head coaches. So when we break up in small groups, it's going to be some high-level sessions and topics. Yeah, I think so. We were talking about it. So our time together that Jeff and I have had the program, it's only 3 seasons that we've had a losing record. We've had some that we were 500, but the majority have been winning seasons. So it says a lot for the program, and just, we're hoping to go that next level. Just tough district sometimes, Yeah, so another reason why we selected December is because as we kind of looked at the calendar, we'll get 8 solid days in here. Day 8, we're going to end it with kind of like competition and a little bit of a scrimmage. Nothing like the inter-squad game. We don't want to take away that, because that's something really solid that the guys have done over the years. But, then they'll break for Christmas holidays. We'll come back mid-January and we'll start doing fitness. We'll start doing the 6-player workout. And then February 10th will be here before you know it.
We'll be back with a few final thoughts after this.
When severe weather strikes, stay informed about power outages with TUA's new online outage map. Visit our webpage at tub.net and click the View Outage Map icon to see the number of customers affected and where they are. Use the bottom icons to find out the cause of the outage and how long it might take to restore power. You can even zoom in to see if the outage is in your neighborhood. Call 348-1795 to report an outage.
My name is JT Northcutt. I have sickle cell anemia trait, and several members of my family have sickle cell anemia disease. People with sickle cell disease have sickle cell-shaped blood cells, which cause less oxygen to flow through their body. This can make people tired and experience painful symptoms. Blood transfusions are critical. They may struggle to find matches that are genetically similar to them. So that is why it is so important to have a diverse blood supply. And we're asking for your help today.
Before we leave you today, we would like to thank our news team partner, the Tullahoma News. And if you'd like to be part of the team, call our news hotline at 571-7186 to let us know about any story ideas or upcoming events.
You can also like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram. Just search for TUA Light 2.
And that's going to wrap it up for this Thursday edition of Tullahoma 6 News. As always, thank you for watching. We hope you'll join us again on Tuesday.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.